Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all our viewers all over the world, depending where you're watching from. My name is Kenny Bazwai, and you are now in Kenny Baz World Outreach. Today, we are going to be discussing something very unique. We are not proud of the killings and the mayhem that has been unleashed on our people, but we are going to be going through what happened from a different angle. Today I have a father, a man that has stood the test of time, an honorable man, an ambassador that has fought at home and in diaspora, Ambassador Vicky Uwaifo, all the way from Tanzania, will be joining us today to discuss. As you can see on the heading, if you are watching on our web TV, the title, Who Break into Edo State Prison and Who Free the Prisoner? That's the title today. Before I proceed, let me quickly ask our father here to give a proper introduction to us, because I know that he carries a lot under his belt, and I am not able to do justice to everything that he carries. Sir, Ambassador Vicky Uwaifo, thank you for joining us on GBKM today. Thank you for joining us today. Sir, can you please introduce yourself to our people? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for having me in GBKM TV. My name is Ambassador Matthew Biki Uwaifo. I cover 14 countries for the African Bar Association. I'm an ambassador there. I'm also a businessman who does pig farming in Tanzania. And also I am an investigative journalist and a motivational speaker. I guess that's how best I can introduce myself. And then one who has a passion for my state of Edo, and I love my governor, Governor Godwin Obaseki. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that, for the eloquency. Let me go straight to the nitty-gritty today, sir. Who attacked the Edo State prison, in your own opinion, sir?
In my own opinion, the attack was well coordinated, because there are a group of elements in Edo State that have not accepted that the governor has won. So those elements were the one in connivance with federal authorities who paid hoodlums, empowered hoodlums to attack the Benin prison. And this is not just an accusation. The trends, as we go on, will prove my point.
Okay, I'm going to quickly, because of time constraint, I'm going to run a video quickly. We have a couple of videos lined up that we will be running today. And I want you to drill into it properly and tell us if these videos are where you base your findings or how you were able to come up with this. So guys, we have this video here that is trending. I want us to share and see this video.
As we don't get this school like this, I mean, more go junction. More this junction come.
I bet the bottle important.
Obi, you see, like this.
The Ikalo Law Junction, Custom Office. Wow. A bank constant motor.
I will fit a question.
Still for Sapler Road, Santana Market. Still for Sapler Road. Still for Sapler Road, for Sapler Road. Still for Sapler Road, Santana Market. Still for Sapler Road, Santana. Hello?
Welcome back. If you're joining us, we're talking about what happened in Edo State, how the prison was break into, and I have Ambassador Vicky Matthew Wifo on the other end in Africa talking to us. Based on those videos that you have seen, will you say those people shooting AK-44 and those people on the road with weapons, would they say are those youth that are really protesting for these NSAS? And if not, where did they get those rifles?
Okay, what I want to tell you is this. First of all, they are carrying AK-47s, not AK-44. AK-47s, and some of them are even carrying bazookas. What has happened is this. They, in Edo State, like I said, they've not accepted the outcome of the elections. And when I say they, I'm talking about the EPM and other miscreants, because they have been saying that if they don't win the election, they will make Edo State ungovernable. And what they were after is to cause enough mayhem, make Edo State ungovernable, so that they burn the police stations. As you can see, only Edo State had the police stations razed to the ground. And in one of the videos you showed there, that was the custom post at Ekeadolo, which was equally razed to the ground with fire. You can see the vehicles burning there. So what has happened is this, that after doing all that, they seized the arms. They seized some AK-47 and other arms, and moved from there. They gathered in the GROA, according to our intelligence. And from there, with those arms that they have stolen from police stations, which they raided, and I can name the police stations for you quickly. One, they raided Ogida Police Station, burnt it to the ground. Edo Testami Road Police Station, burnt it to the ground. Idumagbo Ugbekun, Wotubu Police Station, Oba Market Police Station, Dumes Road Police Station. All these were razed to the ground, and that's where they collected the guns. And immediately they collected the guns, like I told you, after having their meeting, the next thing, they went to Benin Prison on Saple Road. And if you want me to continue, when they got to Benin Prison, the prison officers, contrary to the rumors that is being spread by the opposition EPM and all those miscreants to justify their hooligans, they said the prison people were compromised. No, the prison guards fought non-stop for their lives, you know, and they tried to defend the prison from being raided. And what happened is that they were overwhelmed, because the prison guards only have old arms, cock and shoot, which is nothing to the big weapons that these people took from the prisons, AK-47s and other modern material. So their bullets got finished. And in the end, they were overwhelmed. The prison guards ran for their lives. The few that were left were heavily wounded, and they are currently in hospital. And during this process, the criminal elements of the prison broke the roof of the prison, because the roof was just made with planks. And
before you go to the roof, I have one more video I would like to show you before you go to the roof. Let's see this video and let us use it to compare and contrast what you are saying, sir. From what you are saying, you are saying that it could be, or it's the EPF people that orchestrated it. But there is a clear video that saw a big SUV. As a matter of fact, let's see the video first, and then we can talk about it.
See the security people supporting the talk. See them. See them. See talks, they go listen to talks don't enter motor. Talks don't enter motor. See talks don't enter motor with them. See the security people. See them. They don't go back the talks. So they don't go back the talks. See them.
Welcome back. So I want to believe you saw that video. Now, how will you now compare and contrast when you see some SUV, which is allegedly said is from the government or so, picking up talks? How does that play out?
Okay, what I should tell you initially is that for the first time in Nigerian history, we had a protest that was not violent. The youths, we are saying, had no leaders. But tell me, how were they able to organize themselves for 2 weeks without violence? And the federal government was quite aware that if it gets to 30 days, the violence gets to 30 days, then definitely the United Nations will step in. And so they had to they had to find ways. And all the indications were there that Ambassador Hussein Komase was the one who said that during Obasanjo's time that this protest couldn't have taken place. And he asked Buhari to send in the army and that they were going to respond to this. And that is so amazing and so serious because that was the ambassador, or is the ambassador of Nigeria to the UN for peace and social justice. So for him to say Nigerians had no right to protest, which is their right under Article 39 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, that completely shocked everybody. And don't forget, the Arewa too gave their statement. So after this, the federal government under President Buhari was the one who sponsored the talks. The talks, when you say the government, it has to be defined, not Edo State government. The federal government sponsored talks using their proxies on the ground to carry out this mayhem and make sure the protest was disrupted.
This is a huge allegation, if I will call it allegation or so. But of what interest will it be for the federal government to take that route and unleash that mayhem on innocent and unarmed protesters?
This is exactly what I'm telling you. We are fighting against in Nigeria now. People have woken up. The youths have woken up. You have a president that was sleeping all through. You have a president that does not care for human life. And his whole entire cabinet and the cabals that are in Abuja and other cabals around the country, personified by Tinubu, who believe in the old ways of doing things, but they want to get new results. Things have to change. And from what we know, they have to change the change now. So what I'm telling you is this. This was the federal government who felt they could use illegal means to break up the riots. And since we are talking about Edo State, they are not happy that all these things started from the heartbeat of the nation, which is Edo State. They are not happy. So if they can rubbish Edo State and show instability in Edo State, it is to their own interest.
Now, there is one clip that I have here that I would quickly like to display because of time, where you see some guys with guns and they were saying, let's move to Oko. I would like you to, if you do have data on this or intelligence on this, I would like you to throw more light on this if you do. Let's see the video. If you carefully look at that video, you will see people with guns and men showing Oko prison. So it looks like there is a roadmap. How when it comes to looking at analyzing the video, how will you look at it from your lens?
Okay, let me tell you the truth. You are saying alleged. These are not alleged. I'm telling all your subscribers and Edo State in diaspora, Edolites in diaspora. It was my security network back home, because we have, which I cannot mention who is who here, that got all those videos, and they were live videos. They are not doctored videos. That's why you see they are short clips, because people were at the risk of their lives to take that video. Immediately they broke into the prison on Sapele Road. That is why you heard them shouting. They were moving from there to Oko. And it's quite surprising that just a few meters from the prison, we have the Federal Army barracks there. We had the police barracks just about 10 meters from that prison. We had the Air Force barracks not too far from there, and other security agencies like the CIDs in GROA and so on. They want to say they didn't hear the gunshots for 1 hour that took place for over an hour with the police defending themselves. And how come these people were able to go from Sapele Road up to Oko? There were people behind them. This was well organized. That is what I'm telling you. From intelligence, it is people who have still not accepted their defeat.
Based on your ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. The picture you are going to see now, I don't think was ever seen in the public domain or in the cyberspace. Now, based on this picture that we are seeing here, that we're about to show now, these were pictures taken inside the prison, and you can see that the roof is broken. So will it be said that the protester got into the prison, went into the roof and break in? How will you explain or elaborate on a situation like this?
This is what I am telling you. The government propaganda machine thinks they are dealing with fools. And that is why I asked my people to go into the prison and take those pictures. And they took the pictures of the prison. They even took pictures of how the hardcore criminals bust through the walls to reach the yard. You can see everything. They went to the house that housed their records. They took their uniforms, changed them, and then they burnt down the records building. You know, they were all in the yard. In fact, like I told you, some guards are still nursing themselves. All these pictures were taken by my people on the ground. So what I am telling you is that it is not alleged. It is a fact I'm telling you. The hoodlums were sponsored by people who refuse to accept the electoral outcome in Edo State. People who hate Obaseki with a passion. They are the ones.
There is one of the pictures that here, they said in English that picture speaks louder than words. If you look at this picture here, that's your intelligence provided, GBKM, and I want to say thank you very much for working with us closely on this. This picture will it be inside the prison yard?
This picture is the official head of prison's office. You see, just adjoining the records office before it was set on fire. And you can see all the files on the ground and everything. They tried to destroy their records. This was inside the prison, and this was the office in the prison, you know? So you cannot say that protesters who have been very patient for 2 weeks, who have been without violence for 2 weeks, will suddenly turn around and start breaking the prison and setting the prison records on fire. You know, it doesn't make sense. We are not mumus. They should tell us the truth. It's just like the federal government is saying now that only one person died in Lekki. And I think with time, you do a program on that. There are so many videos which are not in the cyber space that I can show you. When the military was firing on innocent protesters, and giving the command fire, when they had already removed the light at the bridge. So what I'm trying to say right now, our investigation and our intelligence is thorough and total. And our main interest is to protect the lives of Edolites. And I want to thank the governor for declaring a 24-hour curfew immediately and bringing the system onto bringing the whole situation under control. Because without that curfew, a lot of mayhem would have been achieved. Because 1,993 prisoners were released into the society.
Let us digress a little bit now. With the news coming from Lagos, the Oba of Lagos, palace was burst into, broke into, and food. A lot of destructions took place. Do you think that's a sign, a big sign to all the monarchy in Nigeria?
Well, all I can tell you is this: breaking into the Oba's palace, Oba of Lagos. Oba of Lagos had nothing to do with this. They would have broken into Tinubu's house where he was putting bullions, so that the money buried in Tinubu's house, the general public would have used it for themselves. So for the Oba, that is completely useless, nonsensical, and should be condemned immediately. And one thing I will tell you,
but one will argue that most of the kingdom, most of the Obas now, some may argue that most of the Obas now are a little bit political, and this is why eyebrows should be lifted when it comes to some monarchies. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not even saying this one, but I'm just saying that will this be an attention call to some monarchies?
Well, what I will tell you is this: right from time, monarchies are supposed to be apolitical, and that is what it should be. So if any monarch decides to be political and then people are dissatisfied and anything results from it, good luck to them. They are supposed to be the father of every member of their kingdom. That is what the law says. They are supposed to be members of, they are supposed to be fathers. They are not supposed to interfere in the political space. So if they interfere, then that is their own problem.
That's some pictures here we're seeing here where this is not just a break and entry. This is some hole that is being dug in the wall. And based on your intelligence and your investigation that you have shared with us, this is well organized and premeditated, right?
Yes, because when the prisoners, they already found the hardcore prisoners were where people were at the gate trying to free them, because they had a lot of bullets and so on and so forth. So the hole you just saw was dug in the condemned people section. That is people who had already been sentenced to death, like Ekowa, Ekpowa. Ekpowa killed over 8 people. He's a cultist in Benin, and he was in this cell, and he had already been condemned to death. So himself and his fellow people who were convicted are the ones who dug this hole to come out, and organize the other prisoners that are broken from their cells and they were in the yard. They organized them. You see, you can, if you look very well near the fan, you would have seen a leg hanging there. So if you look very well, by the window, you will see a leg hanging there and somebody wearing blue clothes inside the place. That's how they were jumping from the window to the rooftop. So, my dear brother, the protesters had nothing to do with this prison break. It was organized, as far as I'm concerned, with connivers from outside forces in Edo State, colluding with their cohorts in Edo State to carry out this discardly act.
Thank you very much. There are more intelligence coming. Just for the sake of those that are just joining us, where the topic today is who break and release the Edo State prisoners, and we have Ambassador Vicky Uwaifo on the other end of the continent with us, all the way from Tanzania, and he's sharing intelligence with us. Most of the pictures you see here are never been seen in social media or in cyberspace. And we want to give credit to all his people that is working very hard, putting their life on a lifeline to save our people, to bring such information to the front line. So what will be your advice to the Edo State government?
Well, first and foremost, I'm very happy that
I think his network froze, but he was saying first of all he's very happy. We're not sure about what. However,
sorry. Yes.
We lost you. Come again. You say you're very happy about what?
Very happy that the Edo State government has set up a commission of inquiries to look into what really took place, how the violence came about. And here, I would recommend that once the commission of inquiry finish their public sitting and meeting the people, that whoever is found guilty, no matter who he is, the law must take its course. Because one thing I love our governor for, he believes in the rule of law and due process. And due process must take its course. It is time Edo State show example by making sure there's a deterrent to on societal behavior. There's a deterrent to miscreants. There's a deterrent to hooliganism. So that's my advice for them. They should do all they can to make sure that whoever is found guilty is punished so that it will not happen again.
Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you. When it comes to the youth, that are some of them are still on the road, some of them are still, some of them has retreat. What will be your advice, sir, to the youth at large?
All I am telling you is this: no freedom is free. Anywhere in the world, no freedom has been free. Not in South Africa, not in Russia, not in France, not in any other place you read in history. So necessary sacrifice will be made. My heart bleeds and my condolences go to the families that lost their young ones. And what I will say is this: don't think this is the end. The youths, I would advise them, he who fights and run away lives to fight another day. They should reorganize themselves, because don't forget, we are tired. We want the country to be restructured. And restructuring simply means the country's citizens to be treated equally. And number two, we want light. Since I was born, when I was born in the early days of before independence and early independence, Nigeria had 24 hours light under the ECN, Electric Corporation of Nigeria. Do you know what it would be if Nigeria was to have constant light? An industrial revolution would take place. And not only that, ask me, I'm asking you this question. When God said in the Bible, let there be light, was Nigeria excluded despite all the millions, billions that they have spent? That corrupt people have turned into their stomach infrastructure and all that? And then three, corruption is too endemic, and the government should do something about it. Tribunals should be set up. Anybody found to be corrupt, stealing government money, whether man or woman, there is nothing like tribalism in corruption. They all steal money. There's nothing like religion. There's no Christian, there's no Muslim. They all steal money. Such people should be executed like they do in China. And lastly, how can a senator be any more than the president of the United States? I was doing my calculation the other day, and I found out that a monthly salary of a senator, if you join the whole house together, it can provide 247,000 jobs. And those jobs, they will be earning 92,000 naira per month. And yet, state governments are crying they cannot implement 30,000 minimum wage. And our senators are getting fat. Don't look at all of them. They are all pregnant, carrying pregnancy. So what I'm trying to tell you here is simply this, that the things need to change. And if this protest was brought down by force, the youths are going to reorganize themselves and they are going to speak again. And we will keep speaking. And I would like to call on all Nigerians in the diaspora, including Edolites. Please, Fela used to say it, kacham, thief, kacham, rogi. Any government officer that comes to Europe, Tinubu is in France now. All the Nigerians in France should make sure they make his stay there hell. That is how the whole thing will start. All the youths everywhere, London, Canada, everywhere. Once you hear that these people that want to rob you of your destiny, rob the children of their destiny, you make sure that you make their life hell for them. They should go and repair Nigeria instead of coming to Europe to rest. They can go to Obudu Ranch. We have so many places they can rest. Okay, so that is my own view.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your time, sir. Go ahead.
I said all the diasporians should wake up. like they did in Edo State. Edo State has proven that once you are focused, it doesn't matter whether Canada is doing it in another way, whether Japan is doing it in another way. What is important is one thing. And what we want in Nigeria now is not only a change of the constitution. Nigeria is two societies right now. It's two societies. The society of the poor and the society of the very rich. And the police and the security system are geared towards protecting the rich, not the poor. If the rich, their children or their interests are affected, then the police are on the street. But when you are a poor man, you go to the police station, even to report a case, you are brought in. You see, until the son of a nobody becomes somebody by having nobody, by knowing nobody, Nigeria will not be settled. There is no Nigerian that is more important than any Nigerian. That is what I want to say. So people in the north cannot come out and be making reckless statements. You see, a bullet does not know an Hausa man. It does not know a Muslim man. It does not know a Christian. It does not know a Southerner. When people are stealing money, it is neither South or North. They don't steal money by where they come from. You see, so the common denominator is that life in Nigeria has become hell. It is time the people speak up. Everybody should speak up. This is not the end of it. Everybody should speak up wherever you are.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I want to say a very big thank you for your time today. Thank you for the intelligence you've shared with GBKF, and we'll continue working with you and your agency to see how we can get more fights on the ground. I want to say thank you all the way from Canada to you in Tanzania. Thank you very much. God bless you, sir. Thank you, and thank you for what you're doing, sir.
God bless you. Thank you for having me, and God bless all your subscribers. Please, more people should subscribe because there are news, authentic news. Everything said in this program today is authentic, and I stand to be challenged about their authenticity. They are all authentic because it's first-hand. Thank you for having me. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. I want to first of all say a very big thank you to all our viewers all over the world, all our listeners all over the world. Please do not forget GBKM network is 24 hours web TV, web radio now at www.gbkm.tv. You can even catch a past show. If you miss any show, you can catch it there. If you want to know what's the next show that is happening, it's also there on the website where you can check what's happening next and so on. We are bringing it on because of your request. Without you, we cannot really do this. So please support us. Subscribe to our new app is coming soon. Get ready to download it on Android and on iOS. It's going to be crazy, man. I thank you all. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a big shout out to our big sponsor, Simi African Grocery, African Grocery here in Toronto. They are located at 50 Eddystone. I always say that there are two African Grocery in Toronto. There's Simi African Grocery, there's the rest. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It was great having Ambassador Matthew Vicky Wifo. All that was said from his agency is his opinion. It's of no means GBKFM opinion. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
To go. I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. I want to know. Many years after independence. find it hard to start. How long shall we be patient before we reach the promised land? Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way, Nigeria? Which way? Which way, Nigeria? Tell me which way to go. I love my fatherland. Oh yeah, I want to know. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Every little thing that goes wrong, we start to blame the government. We know everything that goes wrong because we are part of the government. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way, Nigeria? Which way, Nigeria? Tell me which way to go. Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah, I want to know. Want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Inefficiency and indiscipline is ruining the country now. Corruption here, there, and everywhere. Inflation is soaring high. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way, Nigeria? Which way, Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh, sure, sure. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to. We made mistakes during the oil boom, not knowing that was our doom. Some people now have everything, while many, many have nothing. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't fall. Which way, Nigeria? Which way, Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah, I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to. Green revolution is a reality. Let's give it a chance to grow. Let's join our hands to farm the land so we can have enough food to show. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way, Nigeria? Which way? Which way, Nigeria? Which way to go? Way to go. I love my fatherland. Oh sure, I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to. Our ambition to be millionaires is running the country down. We all want to be millionaires and to live in the end. Oh, let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way, Nigeria? Which way? Which way, Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah, I want to know. Yes, we want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to. Remember that a simple step is the beginning of a million miles. Let's start right now to rebuild ourselves so as to make the country smile. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way, Nigeria? Which way? Which way, Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh sure, I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to. Heaven and earth will pass away. It is written in the book of God. The good people will surely find their ways, and the meek will inherit the world. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't fall. Which way, Nigeria? Which way?
Do you know who you are? What is your name?
Sometimes you wonder why and wonder how. Don't be alarmed, just stay calm, cause even if you choose or not to.
My child, recite the words of this ancient mythology. The wisdom I disperse in this verse, no apology. memorized to keep you from evil theology. For you, the darker hue, you denied your equality. See, for generations we perpetrated psychology. Divide and conquer each other, really lynch policy. You cannot build each other up, how will you build economy?